Hello friends, it's Beck and this is Beccarelli's Books. Thanks for joining me again. So my last video I went through the construction of some covers for the Flea Market Journal Challenge open collaboration. So this video is to show you what I've collected to make to decorate the covers. So I've been through my stash and I found a few things that I might like to use that fit in with the rules of the collaboration, which are pretty flexible, to be honest. So this paper here, this I made, it's handmade paper. I made it out of some junk mail. So I just took a whole heap of junk mail and ripped it up, and I had bags and bags and bags and bags of it. And I just, I have a paper making kit. So one day I just made a whole heap of paper. As you can see, some of it's less than perfect, but for what I want to do today, or with this particular cover, it will be fine. So that's what I'm going to use to cover this. So I'm going to cover the front and the inside with that. And then I thought maybe I could use something like this, which I got from an op shop. It's just a little crochet doily thing. But I have a few of these different designs. So something like that. But this might be a bit chunky for this little journal. But we'll see what I end up with. But those are some things that I found. The next one is this guy. This is the bag that my Doona cover came in. So essentially it's free. I bought the Doona cover and I would have bought it even if it was in a plastic bag. But it was in this. So this was a bonus. It's very nice, very soft, but it's also very thin. So I'm going to see what I can do with it. But I thought that might be nice on this. But as you can see through it. So to get around that, what I thought I could do is use an old book. This is an old dictionary that I got from an op shop. As you can see, I've already used the cover, probably to make another book, as we do. And so what I thought I could do is actually just use these pages and cover the whole thing like decoupage, you know, Mod Podge it all, the whole thing, and then cover it with fabric, so then it would have an interesting smaller design behind it. Excuse me, I think I'm going to sneeze. Nope. Okay, so there's that option. Now that's fabric. Where else can we get free fabric or cheap fabric? So I have got a couple of really good op shops around me that you can buy fabric that someone's donated. This particular shop that I like to go to is a community, it's like a community center, and it's just pay what you feel. So you just go in and, like, this is not displayed this way. I have washed and ironed it. They have bins and bins and bins of clothing and fabric and arts and craft supplies and kitchenware and shoes, handbags, knickknacks, all kinds of things. And it's literally dig through bins and find what you like. I mean, it is all separated into categories, but so what I do is just go through all of the fabric and see if there's anything that I like, and the clothes as well. I have found some really nice crocheted tops and things that I've cut up and used for different projects. But these two particular pieces of fabric that I've bought, I really like them. So I think that I may use I may use these. This is like a sarong type fabric. It's quite soft and lovely, and this is very satiny. So we'll see how they work out. We might use those on something. Very different designs, but that's okay. And then this is an old tablecloth. I bought this from Salvation Army, and I think I paid 50 cents for it. But I just really like the purple flowers. I thought it was really cute. And it's quite a sturdy, thick fabric. But yeah, tablecloths. Look at tablecloths, bed sheets, all sorts of ways you can get really good fabric for next to nothing. This was, I think, I don't know what this is. It's like cut off the end of something. It's a big long piece that is just this wide, and it feels like bedsheet material, but I'm not really sure. It could be the bottom of a curtain or something. But that's really pretty as well. And then my mother-in-law gave me a whole stack of linen. So this is actually flannelette. But I really liked the design on that. And this is one as well. It's really pretty. So I've just cut them. Well, I've cut this one. I think I've used some of that, or I've given some away. So they're an option as well. They were free because they were given to me. This was in a bargain bin, and it's actually rubber backed curtain material, which I've never used to cover a journal before, but I think I might give that a go too. But that was super cheap from a bargain bin. And so that's the fabric. I mean, there's loads of places you can get free, cheap fabric from. Look at your op shops. Search on Google for things like reuse centres around you, tip shops. I know in Sydney there's a really good shop called Reverse Garbage. I know I've never been there, but it's in Marrickville. So if you're in Sydney, go there. And there is a shop at Teralba, which is in Newcastle. And that is, I can't remember the name of that, but I'll see if I can remember and I'll put it in the notes. And they have, it's a reuse centre as well. And they have loads of fabric and craft supplies, loads of stuff. So have a look at things that say reuse centre or things like that when you're searching. So the other thing that I have is this pattern, which is seen better days. It's very cute images on the front, so I may use those for decorating later on. But what's inside here? Somebody has started, or they've cut some out and they've stuck a bit of fabric in. So I've got a piece of gingham in there as well. So what I'm thinking is to use some of this or the instructions to cover this one, because that I think will feel really nice. The crinkly on that. So I'll just glue some of that on there to cover it, and then I can decorate the front. And I might use some of the red gingham down the spine to reinforce the spine. So I think that will happen. And then I've got a lot of, that's nothing. I have loads of these. I pick them up all the time. I love vintage patterns. Some of them I have kept because they are in really good shape and the patterns are very cute, and I do sew, so I have kept some of the ones that I found. But that one, it's in poor shape. It has been cut up and used, so I'm happy to use that in craft, paper craft. So there's that option. And then the other thing that I was thinking about is making with bits of, maybe cut some of this up, maybe cut some pages from children's books. I have a stack of children's books from the op shop, magazines, anything with fun, bright images. I have lots of books that I've picked up. I've got butterfly books, I've got bird books, I've got botanical books, and those will make an appearance through this series in the decorating stages. But you could use those pages to create a Franken page. If you can't find something that you want to use to cover your constructed, like the construction part of your journal, if you can't find anything, because large pieces of paper that you might find for free, maybe newspapers and magazines and things like that. But from op shops and stuff, if you don't like the actual whole page, cut it up and stick it back together, and then you've got something really interesting. And if you've got a sewing machine, you can sew between each of the pieces that you've stuck together. It gives a really interesting effect as well. I don't have any Franken paper around to show you, but I might make some and cover this journal in it. So they're my ideas for the decorating of the journals, and there will be more, because we will need to, so that's just covering them, and then we'll need to do some decorating on the front, and we will need to do something on the inside, but I think the inside will come when I do the decorating of the pages, and they will just become pages in the book. Yeah, so there's some ideas on the things that you can pick up for nothing or next to nothing to do your decorating with. Yeah, fabric I think is probably a really good option. You can pick it up quite cheap. You can go through your own wardrobe, see if you can find pieces of your own clothing that may be torn or at the end of their life as a garment. Cut it up and use it for the fabric. Yeah, there's lots of things you could use. You could also use wrapping paper. So if you're a wrapping paper keeper like me, you might have a little stash of used wrapping paper that you could use to cover a book. Just anything that was purpose for something else. Paper, newspaper, you could use newspaper. You will want to probably seal it. I wouldn't use a water-based sealer like Mod Podge because the ink will run. But you could maybe spray it with some hairspray or something first to set the ink, or heat it up. Maybe iron it, that might set it, I think. Yeah, magazine pages, junk mail. You could, if you've got paint, you can make painted papers. You can just paint the journal cover, heaps of things. So that is all I've got for you today, and the next video you will see these journals covered, and we'll move on to the decorating. So I hope you have a great night, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.